Hey guys, hi, Bryson here, and welcome to the show. And today the show is living in Seattle with $43,000. Now, if you guys don't know, Seattle is very expensive, you know, super expensive. And one thing I've learned is, guys, that whenever I see crazy titles, I don't just say, well, okay, I can definitely do that. No, I look at the person, who they are, the lifestyle they actually live, and I ask myself, do I really want this lifestyle? You know what I mean? So it's all about perspective. So let's see exactly what is going on. And this video, I think, is by Shelby Church, which is a YouTuber. Let's get it.
I think money's very important, and it can control you, or you have to control it.
I think that's a fact. Money is very important. People that say that money's not important, it's important. Let's be honest, okay? You can't buy anything with hugs.
It's very simple about
money's not everything.
Making sure you don't spend more than you have coming in.
That's a fact. That's very
That's
good.
not always easy to do. My name is Mike. I live in Seattle.
Mike, what is good, Mike?
My last full year of working as a high school teacher in 2015. My gross annual pay was $72,000 a year.
$72,000 a year. And by the way, Mike looks super cool. Nice car, Mike, with the whole top off. I hate those cars. Like, I used to love those cars, and I was like if you get one of those cars, you gotta get the expensive one where like it hides the top part in the trunk and it's like metal, because if you get the rubber one, it just looks weird, and I'm like, too much money. Here. Convertibles. Boomer money. Presented by Chime.
This video is sponsored by Chime, an award-winning financial app that is changing the way people feel about money. They have a bunch of different tools that help.
All right, let's skip this ad.
Financial interest. You don't work with your credit, allowing you more money to turn on as well as secured Visa. I'll have. Mike taught high school history for 34 years in the.
By the way, it looks like Shelby started this whole series. This is awesome. I want to see more. This is awesome. So like, it's not just NBC doing this now. That's awesome.
Area. Today he lives mostly off his pension and Social Security.
Nice.
He's not withdrawn his 401k or Roth IRA.
Interesting. Has not withdrawn his 401k or Roth IRA.
Years after retiring as a teacher, I'm now making, with my pension and Social Security, I'm bringing home about $3,600 a month.
$3,600 a month. That's not bad. That's actually pretty awesome. You know, initially, like when I saw this video and the title and like the whole stuff, I was like, this guy's living in a van. Like, I don't want that lifestyle. That's ridiculous. But apparently he doesn't live in a van.
To supplement my income, I substitute usually a couple days a week, and I make $200 a day gross.
$200 a day gross. That's crazy. $800 a month being a substitute teacher. That's awesome. So he does it like 4 times out of the month. That's fine.
On that job.
Nice. Monthly budget. Let's see it. And by the way, you need a budget. Your budget is your guide. It's
I
your
budget
map.
my money, the old school handwritten down method.
Nice.
Right now, I don't have a good handle on how much I spend on food, but for our house mortgage, I pay $3,000.
Yo, this guy is in his 50s and still got a mortgage. You see what I'm telling you guys about? You see?
A month, and I pay an extra $400.
$3,000 a month on a mortgage. Basically, all this money goes towards the mortgage. Am I bugging here or something? Groceries $250, phone bill $207. Your phone bill is crazy high. It makes no sense. You can actually have that a lot lower. Entertainment $2,000 a month. Am I crazy? This is a lot of money, guys.
Pay down the mortgage sooner. Car insurance.
Oh, he's trying to pay down the mortgage sooner. That's awesome.
Around $130 a month. The thing I do regarding gas is there's one gas station up the street here that is the cheapest in town if you pay cash. Hello there.
If you pay cash, you know what that sounds like, right, guys? Tax evasion. I shouldn't have said that.
Let me get some gas on number 7. This is the best gas price that you'll find in South Seattle that I know of.
He got an Audi, guys. This is a nice car. Luxury vehicle.
I spent about $50 of gas on this car, the Audi.
$50 of gas.
A
month. Nice, not bad. Yo, he looks so different. Am I crazy or something? But look at this, guys, right? This is how he looks. Oh, he has a mustache. That's what's going on here. It was filmed at different times. This guy has a whole mustache.
Bucks of gas on this car, the Audi.
That's why.
A month. My energy bill for gas and electricity.
And he got a tan too. It's like, I think he went on vacation, guys.
He is a little over $200 a month. Our cell phone bill, and I have a new cell phone I'm paying on a monthly basis.
Ridiculous. Dumb idea. Don't do that.
It's around $150 a month. Cable and internet is around $200 a month.
That's ridiculous. That's that old people stuff. Get away from me with that cable stuff, man.
We put everything, all of.
And I say old people because in reality, you know, guys, eventually we're gonna get old. But hopefully we don't become inflexible with our customs. That when new technology comes about and it's cheaper, we're like, leave me alone with my YouTube Premium stuff, even though there's something better out there. I hope that's not me.
Our purchases for food and entertainment on a credit card, that can range anywhere from $3,000, maybe $2,500 to clear up to $6,000. That's pretty much it. We have garbage and.
How does this guy spend he makes like $3,600 plus $800, that's $4,000. Does his wife make money? Does he have a wife?
And our water bill.
He keeps saying hour. There you go. There's a wife. Nice.
Our wedding, we were very frugal. We paid just a minimum amount for a classic Presbyterian church on top of Queen Anne Hill. It was maybe $100 to rent.
Wow, that's ridiculously disgusting. And I say disgusting because that is awesome. Yo, you know how much a wedding today is? People spend like $30,000, $20,000 on a wedding, bro. This guy spent $100. Yo, from this guy.
For the night, and it was right after Christmas. We got married on December 27th.
That's awesome.
So there were Christmas trees that they were giving away on Christmas lots. So we grabbed 6 or 7 of them and we put red bows and twinkly lights on them. So that was the main backdrop for our wedding.
That's so cool.
We had our reception following the wedding at the Seattle Aquarium. And my brother-in-law worked for the aquarium, and he was able to lease the entire aquarium for the entire night for around $100.
That is awesome, bro. I'm not gonna lie, you know, you hear this aquarium, who wants to be there? But an aquarium is fancy, right? You got the nice backdrop, got some table, small group of friends, like nobody cares, It's like $200, a wedding. What about the catering?
Our wedding total probably cost about $2,000.
That is awesome. The fixer-upper. Look at that house, guys. Look at that house. So small, right? And today, I say that because to say like today we want like the biggest houses, the biggest of everything. The guy had probably like a whole family in the house and things were fine. We're very picky today, aren't we, guys? Very picky today.
The biggest investment anyone will make in your life is your house. And I, having been in the Navy, had the GI Bill in my favor. And usually buying a house, you have to have a pretty good sized down payment.
Yeah. I'm guessing he put down nothing because with that VA loan, you can get away with putting down nothing.
With the GI Bill.
And by the way, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying you can do it. I'm not saying you should do it. You should have some money in savings to actually get into a property. And you want to be careful buying something you can't afford just because you can afford the down payment, which is nothing. And by the way, shout out to you for your service. Appreciate it.
You have zero down. So Christine and I, after being married, and having Eric in our lives, our firstborn, started looking for a house. We found a.
That's like the American dream, right? You get married. Where's the house? Where's the dad? You know what I mean? Yo, who set this thing up? Yo, who set it up like that? Who set it up? I want to know. Like, that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay, marry. All right, where's the house? Everyone asks you, like, where's the house? Are you finished high school? Where's the college? Where's the degree? Or you're done with college? Where's the wife? Where's the house? Where are the kids? Oh my, it's like this whole blueprint, huh?
House for sale by owner on Queen Anne in the old neighborhood, and they were.
I hate houses with stairs. I can't stand it.
Just little bungalows, and it was for sale for $85,000.
Nice. It's a lot of money though, right? Isn't it a lot of money? It's a lot of money back
then. The house
in
Queen Anne was a 2-story bungalow.
So what's a bungalow? What is a bungalow?
With the upstairs living space was around 1,200 square feet. And it was really old, but we loved it. And we ended up getting it.
Nice. Oh, look at the house. It's still around. Does anyone live there? It looks distraught.
Okay, this house is now estimated on Redfin as a little over $1 million.
It's ridiculous. Welcome to America.
I'm a little disappointed at the
welcome to Seattle.
The condition of the house. Looking at it, it's not maintained as well as how I left it.
When you guys had it.
Heck, that was 1991. I
wonder
think,
how
or
much
1990 when we sold it. I completely changed all the siding on the outside, the siding around the front, and all down the side, all the exterior. The most obvious thing was it
$1 million. That's crazy.
Had the big front.
Is money real? Like, is money like a real thing?
Porch that had a Western style railing system, and we quickly envisioned having round columns and more of a classic looking front porch.
Nice. Mike and Christine sold the house 2 years later for...
We put it on the market and sold it for $175,000. So.
And they probably thought that we were getting a crazy deal, huh?
We just about doubled our money.
Not bad. Stuck in the suburbs. What? I like this so much, you know. I like this better than Millennial Money because it kind of dives a little bit deeper into the stories and so on. I like that a lot. It's less structured because Millennial Money has a structure already, and it's like bap 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 bap. I like this, Shelby. Good job.
One of the reasons we decided to sell was because we started looking at houses in the suburbs that were almost twice as big, brand new. Honestly, a little better place to raise kids.
By the way, those houses look amazing. Let's be real. Let's be real. They look
The
great.
new house in the suburbs, which was about 1,800 square feet, was $176,000.
Oh, look at that. So it literally used all the money right into another house.
Almost exactly what we sold the Queen Anne house for.
Yeah, basically.
And so but you did get a mortgage on it. What'd you do with the money that you made?
We put a good chunk down on it, but we also used some of the money for just to upgrade ourselves, you know, a better car.
Ridiculously stupid. This is why I don't like stuff like this, man. Handle business first. Like, a car is like a toaster. It toasts us. It gets you from point A to point B. Don't do stuff like this, guys. When you make a good deal, handle the important things. Like having like a good career and you make a lot of money, use that money to get the things you need, which is basically shelter, pay that thing off fast. And then just invest. And then once you have like a lot of money, you're able to buy whatever you want to buy with that money.
Furniture, upgrade.
That's why I buy a Prius. That's why I got a Prius.
Our lifestyle a lot.
Which is
all right,
stupid.
so here's the house that Shelby and her siblings grew up in.
Wait! This is Shelby's dad! This is Shelby's dad! Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. But I still retain my opinion. Stupid. I don't like it.
She was born in this house, actually.
That's
not
awesome.
Not in the street.
and by the way, just to clarify here, because, you know, I just want to clarify, because I don't want to be a mean person here. But I've done a lot of stupid things. Doesn't mean I'm a stupid person, per se. You know what I mean? So my actions might have been stupid. Doesn't mean I'm stupid. I just didn't know what to do at the time. So I bought dumb things. A lot of them. That's why I can tell you this was stupid, because I wanted to buy a Mercedes. I wanted to buy a $750,000 house in New York. You know, I wanted to make a lot more stupid mistakes, probably bigger than he made. You know what I mean? But like, I know what stupid is, including when I do stupid stuff.
We bought it in about 1991, I think, and for $176,000. 2006,
1991.
we moved across town.
2006, they moved again.
Scariest financial.
And by the way, you might hear all this like selling houses every 7 years. It's pretty normal. People tend to sell a house every 5 years or so and move from spot to spot. I don't want to make that like a theme in my life, but potentially I do see that potentially happening. I can see myself living where I just bought right now, but then potentially later in the future, like living somewhere else. Maybe, who knows?
Time was, we had made the decision in about 2006 to sell our Federal Way house in the suburb.
2006, before the financial crash.
That we bought after the Queen Anne.
Where you can buy a house without even having like any income.
House. We didn't like it anymore. We didn't like the layout. The neighborhood had changed, and we wanted something different. I told my wife there was this one house that I thought she
This guy looks so different every time I look at him.
Might like. So we came right at this spot, and I stopped at the top of this hill.
I hope this guy, because it sounds like every time he buys something, he keeps upgrading and upgrading and upgrading.
And I said, well, it's down here. And she just lit up and said, Michael, this is what I was talking about. We bought it, and she just loved it. She loved the setting. And I did too, but I was also looking at it and saying, oh boy, projects galore.
What does that mean, projects?
What did your kids think about it?
Oh, the kids were not happy about this move. Okay, so in 2006,
kids usually are, huh?
no one could have
I hated moving as a kid. I moved so many times. I hated
predicted the housing market.
In the fall of 2007, Mike and Christina bought the house with a cool view. Oh yeah, because you have to remember, right? When you're buying in a crazy market and you're getting an inflated price, or you sell, you're also selling at an inflated price, but you're also buying at an inflated price. So it's a trade-off, right? And listen to the other suburb.
We had purchased this house in Federal Way that I'm in now, and we hadn't sold the other house, but we had a buyer, a contingency offer, and the offer fell through.
That sucks.
They backed out. That there was a scare in the housing market at that time.
In 2006, it started that early.
The market was getting worse and worse and worse, and so we realized we're stuck with the other house. We're stuck with two houses. The house.
That's crazy.
The market did crash at that time, you know, and it was a gradual slide. I mean,
that sounds scary as heck, guys. This is why, man, I rather be known for being slow and steady than known for being fast and reckless. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like this is reckless. It's just like what you believe is gonna work out. You know, I got a contingency offer. It's gonna buy. It's gonna sell. But if things don't work out, like it's like you're screwed, basically. Screwed.
You could feel it.
Stocks dive on bailout rejection. When was this published? This was published in 2008. Yeah, it was 2008 where, like, the big year that it happened. But apparently this was happening a lot earlier than this.
But you really didn't believe it, and you kept thinking it's going to turn around, and it never did. For 2 or 3 years, prices on houses just kept going down and down and down.
And when you buy at the peak, that's the worst. That is the worst. That's the worst, I tell you. It's like I just bought a house right now. Like if that house were to go down to like a crazy amount, I'd be like, wow, that's crazy. You know what I mean? But I don't have to worry that much about the mortgage and stuff like that. I bought a house within my means, you know, based on my means, not based on the market or anything like that.
And so we're stuck.
With the other no choice, they decided to rent the house
frustration.
out.
It was a little bit scary, and we were very reluctant landlords. We didn't want to be landlords.
And by the way, just so you guys know, right? When things get crazy and no one's buying houses and maybe everyone's selling, what happens is people tend to rent more. So rents might go up, Ashley.
One thing I think is interesting is even when the housing market crashed and the house was worth way less than it was before, you could still rent it out for what the mortgage was.
Yeah.
So
that's very nice.
Even though it was like a pretty terrible situation, it was still manageable. Just kind of annoying to be a landlord, right?
Right. When I see the house in good shape,
by the way, the house looks nice,
and being well cared for now, it actually makes me feel good that we sold it and quit renting it. And it was better for the neighbors too. So this is where I'm currently subbing at this school.
Yeah, because I don't know, like, you know, there's this thing, right? Like, oh, when you have people that buy, like, the neighborhood is a lot nicer than when you have people that are just basically renting, it makes the whole neighborhood worse. It all depends, you know, like the whole theory is behind like the cycling of people that nobody knows, right? So, and more stability and so on. I get it.
It's been very interesting, a year and a half with kids not being in school. Kids kind of forgot how to behave in a lot of ways, and so everybody's working hard to get it back.
Financially, do you think being a teacher makes sense now?
I think pay-wise, it pays pretty good.
Yeah, $200 a day, not bad at all.
How much does being a teacher in Washington State pay now?
Pays a lot better than most parts of the country. I think a beginning teacher.
But that's all relativity, right? Because you might make less. That's the thing about finance and money, right? And like demand and supply, like it doesn't matter how much money you make. It matters how much money you have to spend to like make that money. It's like the equivalent of, hey, I make $10,000 in Africa, but my expenses are $2,000. It's like, oh my gosh, you make so much money. Or like $4,000, but like, oh my gosh, you make so much money. But I make $10,000 in this place, but I have to spend like $8,000 or $9,000. It's a big difference.
Is going to enter at about $50,000. Salary increases by taking more classes and by experience and getting a master's degree and getting what they call nationally board certified. Like if you're a teacher with 15 years, you're making close to $100K now.
That's pretty crazy. Well deserved. And when you calculate inflation, how much are you really making? And all these numbers, man, they're all so foo-foo. You know what I mean? You know what foo-foo mean, guys? Foo-foo means like you know, like all these numbers, like high numbers, but what can you buy with them? Inflation is crazy. The house market, it's just it doesn't matter. It just depends. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
It's frustrating, honestly.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. And you get summers off. You get like.
Yeah, that's one big thing about being a teacher. You summers off.
Like 2 weeks for Christmas and stuff. Like
Right.
you could do a whole nother gig.
Yeah, keep in mind you take classes, you know, a lot of those summers, especially your first, say, 15 years of teaching.
Okay.
Oh, that's ridiculously crazy.
Yeah,
So-
true. Did you find in the evenings you had to do a lot of work?
Oh yeah, a lot.
That's one thing about being a teacher, huh? Like you take your home with you. You take your home with you. You take your work home with you.
You don't even leave when you're allowed to, like 8-hour day or whatever. You typically stay
There's no overtime.
extra hour and a half. And, you know, in the latter years of my teaching, I stayed until
I knew a teacher that literally had a whole thing where it was basically when that clock dings, nobody knows me. I'm out of here. I don't care. I think the easiest thing that you can actually make is make a lot of digital tests. You know, digital tests makes the whole process a lot easier. So you don't have to be grading papers and like reading a whole bunch of things because everything is done digitally. I think that's the best time savers for teachers, honestly.
I knew I was
Give every kid an iPad.
set for the next day because I didn't want to go home and think about it. So
Right.
I do know teachers, though, that get there at 7 and leave at 2:30.
Yeah, see, I know those.
One of my passions is
Yo, this guy looks so different with this mustache.
golf. Last summer, my wife agreed at my urging to join a country club. It's about $500 a month.
That's crazy money. But again, it is in this place. I thought about joining a country club, honestly. It's a great place to meet people and all this stuff. But I would, if I joined one, I wouldn't join the fancy one. I would join like more like the subpar one, because that's usually where the millionaires are. Because the millionaires see value in they see value. They don't see like status as much.
For the two of us, and so that's where I golf, and I
Not
can
bad.
golf unlimited for that amount.
What else do you got? Do you got like free treats and stuff?
This 2008
This is a real question, by the way. I'm not joking.
Audi, which I bought in 2016.
Oh, look, guys, it's the cool one with the roof. It's nice. I like it. I actually like this one because it has like the cool roof thing. This is actually pretty nice.
Was $13,500.
Oh, it's so cool. Look at it, guys.
Brand new, it was a $45,000 car.
So you see, this guy's pretty smart, right? He's smart in some areas. You know, like the whole car thing, I'm 100% with
I
him.
had two little.
And by the way, hindsight is 2020. Like, who the fudge knew that in 2008 that whole thing was gonna happen? You know what I mean? Who knew? Like, who the heck knew? Who the heck knew? Like, it's easy for me to say it now, but imagine you back then. You're living on this crazy high. Things seem like everything's gonna be fine forever, and then, like, boom, the floor is like taking off your feet. Like, I get it. I get it.
Convertible sports car when I was young, and I just wanted one, and I was kind of set on either a BMW or an Audi. So
It looks nice, and you can even install, like, I think he already installed it, but you can install Apple CarPlay in that thing.
I looked for a long time, and so that's why.
Why can't millennials buy houses?
Why can't millennials buy a house? This is all fake news, by the way.
The reason they can't afford homes is because they spend all their money on avocado toast and
That's hilarious.
lattes. So quit doing that, and you can buy a house. No.
By the way, people can buy houses, okay? I bought a house. I'm not even a millennial. I'm like a Gen. What am I, a Gen Z? My friend bought a house. It all depends on what you're willing to do to buy those things. And the answer is not supposed to be you have to buy a house. Like, buying a house is not like a priority. Like, the priority is making sure you're financially stable, making sure you have no debt, making sure you have the savings, you have an emergency fund, right? Like, all those things right there are the priority. But this whole idea of, like, if you live in a place where you can buy a house for $1 million, like where this guy lives, or you can rent a place or a little room for like $500 or whatever it is, just rent until you stack up your money and then move the heck out of there. Unless you have, for example, like a crazy high paying job, you can afford it, great. But things are high. Prices increase is crazy. But the one thing about markets is if nobody's buying, the price gotta go down. It has to go down. So right now, if prices are high, it's because basically the economy can support it in a sense, right? People are actually buying it. If it wasn't that high, no one would be buying, right? That's the idea.
All kidding aside, the cost of a house relative to income is a lot higher than it used to be.
In certain areas.
And people have so many other extra things that are perceived as things you have to have.
Speak it. Speak it. Speak the facts.
Rather than things you want
liabilities
to have. Having $100 a month cell phone bill is like nothing. Cable, internet, Spotify, you know, your music, sound, whatever. There's so many add-ons that.
Yeah, everything just adds on, adds on, adds on. Like I switched from T-Mobile to Mint Mobile, and now I only pay $30 a month, $35 because I got the 3-month plan, but it's a lot cheaper.
Just pile up, and since
the car, the eating out, the avocado toast is a real thing. The Starbucks, all these things don't seem like they matter, and also the low quality skills, and then you want to earn more money. That's one thing you gotta understand. For example, if I lost everything, my first investment would not be in the stock market. It would not be none of this. It would be either a course or getting my master's degree in finance immediately. That would be my first priority, because if I'm able to have that degree and I'm able to earn $70,000 to $100,000, it's just a lot better than I would make in the market. You have to have high income skills, and it doesn't mean like you got to make $100,000, $200,000. It's not true. Like, pick something you enjoy, you like, and makes you money, and that might be between, for example, $40,000 to $60,000. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
People have them taken out of their credit card or their checking account.
Them credit cards are messing people up.
Gone.
Man. Yeah, it's gone. One piece of advice for younger viewers watching. I love this guy. This guy's great.
When I was 18 and I left my house because my family had a lot of troubles and there was a divorce, and
that sucks. I'm sorry.
Mom was working mom.
This guy's about to start crying. You can tell it hurts.
My 2 little brothers. I knew I was never going to be able to go home. And if you're a millennial today and you have the ability to live at home, there's nothing wrong with that.
Big facts. I stayed at home until I was 24 years old. I'm 24 years old, by the way. I just moved recently. But yeah, like I think staying at home is appropriate. I don't think mooshing off your parents is appropriate. I don't think that's appropriate. I mean, if you're at home and you're doing something, you're in college, or you're getting a trade job, or you're building a business, and you're also helping your mom with your bills, like as soon as you can actually earn money, that's awesome. You know, carry your weight. But if you're just there, like just dwindling your fingers around and just like talking about what you could do and what you couldn't do, but you're not doing anything, that's pretty like loser stuff. So you wanna fix that mentality ASAP.
You can do it to help save you money, so
yeah.
You're ready for a move. It's smart. Don't be embarrassed about it. Work on your relationship.
Who the heck embarrasses you over that stuff, by the way? Who are your friends? Like, think about who are your friends telling you, you live with your mama? Ha 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 ha. Like, who are those people?
Relationship with your parents, and take advantage of that opportunity.
And by the way, I read a study once that it said like people tend to look at like see their parents like twice a year. So when you think about it, when you really think about it, for example, once you move, guys, you have like, let's say like 40 more years with your parents. That's like 80 more times you're actually gonna see your parents. So take advantage of all those small moments, man. That's like one big thing, man. Take advantage of all those small moments, man.
So one thing I always said was my house will always be open to my kids if they need to come back.
That's awesome. I would have this policy, but they need to go. But like, it's like a safety net, right? Like if like once you go, and I agree with this, you know, like once you go, like understand that you can always come back if things don't work out, right? But you need to go. You know what I mean? Because that it changes you completely. Like the type of person I am today versus the type of person I was when I was living with my mom is it's very different. It's very different. We have to operate from a sense of independence and a sense of dependence. It's very different.
For any reason.
But be smart when you do it. I love this guy, man. Thanks for watching. That was it, guys. Shelby, honestly, I didn't even know this was her series, but this has been an insightful video. I'm gonna go ahead and give this video a like. I'm gonna actually comment it too. I love this. I love this. We need more. I love this. We need more. Because we really do, though. I loved it a lot. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified. Comment down below any questions. You agree with me? You agree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram, Tiny Bryson. As always, subscribe, like. I think I said that already. More content here. Subscribe here. Peace out. Long-term team out.